Just like that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, your favorite show, which your favorite bro, is back one more time to finish, to farewell week 13 of action in the NFL. After an excellent weekend at hand, we kick on to finish off this Monday Night Football matchup between two AFC teams, both very interesting to keep an eye on. Browns on one side, what is going to happen with Deshaun and their future going forward. On the other side, yes, Bo Nix has played phenomenally well. Is he actually the answer? We will see today live on prime time. Because if we remember the first year under Sean Payton, the first year of Russell Wilson under Sean Payton, or the year prior, the first year of Russell Wilson or the first year of Sean Payton, last year they had an abysmal, probably the worst game on primetime probably ever. Let's hope it's not a second coming of that. Let's hope you guys can prosper after having a little bit of success and develop and go into that. But for this matchup in Denver between the Browns and the Denver Broncos, this is a close one, folks. This is a close one. But I will slightly, ever so slightly, unfortunately, lead towards the Denver Broncos in this one. Why? First of all, it is at Mile High. Will that make a difference? Hopefully, while the cold, or if it does end up snowing, that might not make a difference, as Browns are coming off from winning that excellent snow fight with Pittsburgh. But the altitude, that will play a big factor for the guys who haven't played there. I know Jerry Jeudy's gonna come back with revenge on his mind, possibly even gets over 100 yards. But with Riley Moss on the other side, I'm not sure if he is hurt currently. But even if he's not, their main guy, PS2, being an absolute shutdown corner from the S to the N, everything in between, just shut down everything between wide receivers, tight ends when it's Brock Bowers, just everything. The front seven has looked phenomenal. Ichiro Evero has just, I think that might be the secret. Let me let out the secret of the NFL currently. It is an offensive mastermind that needs to, get the offense going. But it is also former head coaches, taking that step back, going back to go become a defensive coordinator, like a Ichiro Evero there, a Steve Spagnuolo, who should definitely be a head coach somewhere. You can look across the league at all the teams that have had sustained greatness. Last year, Baltimore had a phenomenal defense. Their defensive coordinator is now a head coach in Seattle. Their linebackers coach, I do believe, is down in Miami as a defensive coordinator. And they had to elevate other guys. So defensive coaches, while they are getting underappreciated, have actually been the reason why those offensive coaches have actually won their Super Bowl titles. Even for Sean McVay in the first one, when they went up against the Patriots, they didn't really have the defense that the Patriots did, and the Patriots defense really beat the high-octane Rams offense. Second one, it was his defense. Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey, Raheem Morris, all of those guys coming in together to go hand in hand with the offense to go win the Super Bowl and get over the line. And this one, with Sean Payton having Ichiro Evero until he gets his opportunity. Fortunately for us, Jesse Minter down there, Steve Spagnuolo, Ichiro Evero, excellent coaches, defensive masterminds in the division. So, with all that being said, with Bo Nix, Courtland Sutton, them kind of, having their combination, just settling in well. First year, just messing together, a vet, a rookie, Cortland Sutton came right after the end of that Manning era of Denver, so he has seen the worst of the worst in Denver. So now hopefully they could right the ship and go back to the top. Obviously, you know, above the Chiefs, but always lower than us in the division. But yeah, gotta roll with them in this one. Browns from the head down with the Haslams. Andrew Berry, I did have a lot more faith in him. I still do, but I don't know. I don't know if, you know, not doing anything, just kind of letting that Deshaun Watson situation just stew there, you know, it doesn't sit right with me. Leaving your dirty diaper out just because it's dirty doesn't mean it just gets cleaned automatically. You still got to throw it out. You got to throw it out. You know, Kareem Hunt, should have kept him possibly. Now he's with Kansas City, possibly on his way to another ring. While Nick Chubb, he's still kind of making his way back. Got his touchdown against the Steelers, but he still hasn't had a Nick Chubb type of performance since his return from his injury. Weapons-wise, Jerry Jeudy, sure. Cedric Tillman, he might pop up, but other than that, who am I really trusting? Offensive line, they've had injuries, they've had movements, just a lot of questions across the board for the Cleveland Browns. So we have to unfortunately roll with the Broncos in this one. Sean Payton, Kevin Stefanski, Super Bowl, and you know, is a difference in between them, amongst other things. But that would be all for this episode. Quick takes. I will be back very soon on Thursday to discuss the Thursday night football at hand. Thank you guys.